Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I hope you had a good day on Saturday with doing another kind of intensive. Sometimes they're classes and sometimes they're intensives. Depends depends on what the class is, I guess. So let's open it up to shares or questions. You can unmute yourself, type in. Let's do that, and then with whatever time left, we're going to do a little treat.
And keep it this class specific.
No questions.
Not yet. Maybe after we do a process or something.
Okay.
Did the workbook change for this round? Yes. Yes.
It changed with just adding information. It didn't, there weren't new angels added at this point, and nothing got changed in the process. But there was some extra background information that you might want to look at under segment two. That whole segment two section was newly added, and then three drops into the encyclopedia itself. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to say that probably is all the questions and shares.
Well, if anyone did the Astara session, you're
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Okay. So, there's basically three aspects, three pieces to the universal angelic process. So the first piece is in the booklet that you got with the Angelic Encyclopedia. And we kind of touched on the second aspect of it in the Astara lecture on Sunday. But now we're going to do that same thing, but with oils. So this is actually going to be part two of the angelic process. Eventually, we'll get you a workbook that has this integrated into it. But, I wanted to do a deeper dive on Saturday just to make sure you got the first piece down, and we'll start practicing this second piece. Okay. So how about we pick an oil, and since we just did a process in a star with Archangel Michael, let's have you go to your kit and pull out the oil blend for Archangel Michael. Okay. So I think you've gotten the oil blend. So begin inhaling it with your awareness on your heart. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Now, as you inhale with your awareness on the heart, draw your awareness in, like you're moving your awareness inward towards the spine. As you exhale, you're moving your awareness out away from the body. So continue to inhale the Archangel Michael, inhaling it in towards the spine, out, just away from you. You're inhaling inward towards your spine. You're exhaling out away from your body. Inhaling in, exhaling out. And then you're going to pause and be still. Okay, so now the next piece, your awareness is on your heart. You're going to inhale and you're going to move your awareness up to your brain, but you're not just going to jump up to the brain. You're going to move through the throat, through the jaws, through the face, through the head, all the way to the brain. And then from the brain, you're going to inhale, or excuse me, you're exhaling down from the brain, going down through the head, through the jaw, through the neck, again coming back to the heart. So inhaling, moving your awareness up. Exhale, moving your awareness down. Now, your awareness is on your front heart and your brain both at the same time. You're just being still. Now, your awareness is on the back heart. So you're inhaling with the back heart, moving your way up to the brain. And then as you exhale, you're exhaling from the brain down to the back heart. Inhale, moving your awareness up. Exhale, down. Inhaling up from the back heart to your brain. Exhaling from your brain down to the back heart. Inhale with your awareness on both the back heart and your brain, both at the same time. And then just pause and let go. Okay, so for this, we're going to do two things. We're going to do a hand mudra and we're going to do an eye mudra. So the hand mudra is the same that I taught in Astara. If you did the Astara session, you take your hand and you bend the thumb at the knuckle, like that first knuckle, right? And then that knuckle is going to go up against the side of your head, a little bit in front of the ear. So like right in here. Okay. So your head's like that. You want your fingers pointed up. This is on the right side. And then with your eyes, you're going to go at a 45-degree angle, not sideways, not up. You're going at a 45-degree angle. So you're rolling your eyes at that 45-degree angle. Okay, let your eyes rest. Let your arm rest again. Okay, so you're going to have your oil bottle in your left hand. You got your oil bottle in your left hand. Your right hand up, bending at the knuckle, touching the side of your head. Your eyes at a 45-degree angle. Begin inhaling the oil with your eyes at a 45-degree angle. Your right hand touching the side of your head. Continue to inhale. Close your eyes. Just let the eye mudra go. You're still inhaling the oil. Hmm? Yeah. Okay, let everything go. Let the inhalation go. Let the hand mudra go. Let everything go. Just be still for a moment. Your eyes are closed. Where do you feel it in your body? Observe your body. Your awareness on your body. Inhale the Archangel Michael blend. And then your awareness is on the soles of your feet. And then just be still. How's that? So I wanted to make sure that we were on a good place on Saturday practicing the first segment. This is now segment or application 2 or B. So you would do the thing that we did on Saturday and the first time we taught the class. Then the next application, continuation of the process. Yeah. And then eventually I'll teach you the third piece. But each one is kind of intense. So like get used to doing each piece by themselves, and then eventually we'll do them all together. But I'll present it all together, but I prefer that you guys practice each piece. That way you get good at doing each piece too, because by the time you get to application C, you're going to be pretty spacey. And so we'll practice C by itself when the time comes. so that you kind of have muscle memory when it comes to it. Even this, you'll need a little bit of muscle memory coming out of that first application, where we do the crown and breathing up and down. You'll need a little muscle memory for this. So good to practice them separately. But let's go ahead and do shares and ask questions. You can unmute yourself or type in, but go ahead and fire away.
So I'll just share, when we did the star session, we did it without the oils, basically. Doing it just now, like, I mean, maybe it was also because we had just done Michael, but the presence and the energy, like, was something like I hadn't felt before.
Right.
It's like, don't pigeonhole him.
Right.
It was like another facet of Michael
Right.
that I hadn't touched on before.
Right. Right.
Ever, like in any of the
Right.
things we've done.
Yeah. Yeah. It will continue to get a bit stronger.
So I told you, I was like, oh, I hope we do that, this process.
Yeah.
But I was like thinking, oh, if we did the whole thing. And after just doing that little bit, I was like, I don't think I could have handled like the
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
it's a little much. At some point we'll do it all together, but it's a little much right now. Like, just doing the process is one thing, but you guys are doing a mudra with the hand and a mudra with the eyes, and mixing the energy between the heart and the brain, and really allowing it to come in. It's a little much right off the bat. Yeah.
Thank you. You guys got to do it here first.
Nobody has a.
I guess not. You can unmute, raise your hand, type in the chat, guys.
We'll practice it again.
Go ahead, Robert.
Hey.
So the only reason I'm still here and present is that as we started this, the gardener came and you can hear him in the background, and my wife came home. Otherwise, I was already so spacey when we started, I wasn't sure I could type.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I know I still got it, not to the full extent like Sam described, but it's going to continue on. And I've been spacey from the weekend, since the weekend.
Yeah.
And today's what, Wednesday, and I'm still
Yeah.
floating around. So in a
Yeah,
way,
it's an expanded, it's part of what's happening is, we have an expanded state from working with the angels, but you're breaking apart like the different parts of your mind so that they can function like separately, kind of like the intellect, because our intellect, intuition, instinct, it's like they're all kind of fused together. And our mind is able to work like its most highest potential is basically based on where the worst part's at. You know what I mean? It's like we can only have a certain kind of level of expansion or comprehension or whatever when they're all fused. If it's instinct, if it's lower emotion, if it's like the lower mind, if it's blockage in intuition, whatever that lowest denominator really kind of dictates how well the mind can function in all its entirety. And so when you kind of do practices like this, you're starting to break up how they're like fused together. So that intellect really does intellect, and intuition really does intuition. Instinct and emotion really do that. And then they harmonize with each other rather than wrestle with each other. So it's almost like you have to, it's like alchemy. You deconstruct it and then put it back together again. So you can't really harmonize something that's like really wrestling with each other. So you break it apart and then you come back and you bring it back together, and then it starts to harmonize, and each piece actually contributes to the other pieces, and everything starts getting bigger and more mm, like integrated is not the right part. There's like an emergence that happens, and it really starts to be like you're starting to work on the aspect of higher mental function, like the kind of function like that geniuses tap into. It's that all those pieces are working together. That's all a genius is all the pieces aren't fighting with each other. And so we'll be exploring that even in the heart and the thousand petal lotus, and just slowly keep working at it. But it makes you smarter, it makes you more peaceful, it makes you happier, it makes all those things happen. It breaks you out of the bondage that has gone on for however long, be it that it's karmic or from other people or situations. It just starts breaking all that stuff up so that you get to be more of who you are, like a truer version of yourself. And I know we've been talking about that for a while, but it's a lot of baby steps, moving in that direction.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, here's maybe, is this a different way of perceiving it? If we're listening to a piece of music that's being performed, a good harmony, each of the parts of the harmony are strong and vibrant on their own.
Hmm.
But to have it really meld together, all the parts of the harmony have to listen to each other and play with each other, not just be individual parts.
Right. Yeah. I would agree so. Yeah.
And so what we're doing here is, rather than many people playing the parts of the harmony, the parts of us that should be in harmony are becoming harmonious.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's the most I can handle today. Thank you.
Right. I know. I mean, the process really isn't super complicated. It's just intense. It's really intense. But when I was taught the process, it was taught slightly differently, but it wasn't broken up, and it was rough. It was really rough. You know, I kind of broke it into pieces just so I could get each piece down, but um, I think you get it quicker that way. But I don't know.
I also like where, I don't know, at least my mind is right now, it's not trying to figure something out or what's going on. It's just like experiencing something.
Yeah, yeah, nice, huh?
Mhm.
And I want to say one other thing. At the moment, we have 51 different harmonies to experience,
Right.
and our
Yeah.
body can do all of those, and there's more to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna add another 15 to the encyclopedia in the Heart and the Thousand Petal Lotus. Like each of the new classes, I'll like in July I'll add another 15 or 20, or so we'll by August we'll probably have 45, 45-ish, maybe 50. So it almost double in size.
Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing all the harmonies.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
It really is special because, like over the weekend when we practiced, I think it was Metatron. Did we practice Metatron? Right? It just such a different feel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I am really enjoying the taste of all
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
Someone did share very clear and present.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how about we go back to, we'll still use Michael, and we'll go back to the mudra with the hand and the eyes. So, again, you're bending your thumb, you're holding it to the side of the head, your bottle's up, your eyes are going at a 45-degree angle. Take nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your eyes are closed, you're still inhaling, you still have the hand mudra in place. Just let everything go. Let all the inhalation, let everything go. Feel it in your body. Where do you feel it in your body? And observe. Inhale the oil, your awareness on that part of your body. Continue to inhale. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. And then just pause and be still. You're just being still. As you're being still, I'm going to tone the name. Me koi el. Me koi el. Me koi el. Just be still. Okay. Let's maybe if somebody has a share or a question before we move to the mystic practice.
Yeah, go ahead, Ralph. And then we had a couple chat shares.
Hey,
Hey, Greg. Inquiring intellects want to know what frequency is the antenna mudra tuned to? The antenna mudra on the side of the
Uh-huh.
head?
It's to help stimulate the right side of your brain, the intuitive side of the mind. And
Okay.
so by doing that, you're kind of like as you put it up, it also is shooting energy like up a little bit. So it opens, how we process information from the soul or up above the head, it comes in through the right side of the brain. So you're
Mhm.
kind of opening up that pathway so that you can send out a good signal to whatever archangel or angel you're working with. But then as the energy comes in, it's like that area of the head is opened up a little bit more than normal so that more can kind of come in the body.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So,
it's like almost like kind of holding a door open is like kind of what the way that like when I practice it, it just feels like those swinging doors, like it's just somebody like holding the door open, going, okay, you know,
all
in you
right.
come or out you go or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. You're so welcome.
And go ahead, Barbara.
Hey, hey,
Hey there. Thank you for this.
how'd you do?
I don't know. Um, at one point, I felt like I had a headlight on my forehead,
Yeah.
and the side heads are kind of throbbing. They're settling down now. But my question is, as you open this up,
Mhm.
are other angel frequencies beyond the one you are fighting in?
Yeah, it would open, just the process itself would open anything uh, like higher realm wise. And, I would say it also depends a little bit, and we're going to talk about this at some point, but like it's tied to like how you think, like where your mind is at as to some of the other things that you would invoke. And I started to touch on some of those things in the new information that came out in the booklet. In the segment two, like there's thrones and virtues and like all that stuff. We'll be talking about that more as a little bit of time goes by. And so there's that component, but even invoking Michael, he's not necessarily a lone ranger. He might come in with like a posse or a staff, to kind of take care of some things. And so, you know, other things will come in. One of the students when we were at Stara said that she could see, like, especially when we were doing the mudra, with the eyes, she could see different groupings of angels and they all had like different tasks. And she goes, it was like groupings or like, how the military has like little sections of it. So the Army, Navy, Air Force. And, she kept saying that. I go, would you use the term legions? Because that's the, legions of angels. It's a thing. And so, sometimes you get like little flashes of like a bigger picture in the inner world.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was your experience?
Lots of energy, but I don't know that I recognize it as Michael, but maybe because we're working with it in a different way.
Yeah, it could be.
Um, yeah, just
And the thing like what I was talking about, I don't know if you got to hear what I was talking about over the weekend is, we think of Michael as like a being, but really it's more like a station or a position. And it's if you take it even further, it's almost like it's a portal rather than like a being. And so, for us, we think of Michael, but really we're accessing a particular kind of energy with consciousness from divine intelligence. And so that will shift, change, evolve over a period of time. It's not always going to be that same feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. So it might be that's what you're picking up on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to go back and find the Saturday recording that I missed. Thank you.
Well, it was not Plant Prana, it was Astara, and like we can get it to you if you can't find it.
I
But
did Sunday Star. No, it was the 1-day Saturday class I missed.
that I think we just kind of practiced the technique again. We did add more information in the middle of the booklet, but we didn't really talk about it. It was just more for reading and reflection and kind of a reading meditation of sorts. But I'm building on something that we'll eventually talk about at some point.
I'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Okay. Okay, you guys. Well, I hope you had a good session. We'll make this available with the thing that we put out on, what is that, Thursday? Yeah. And so you'll have a recording of this, and here shortly we'll have an updated booklet for you that has the extra piece in the universal angelic process. But yeah. So anyway, okay, you guys, take care.